Hello everyone, and welcome to the late night stream. It's 11:16 p.m. for me. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't allow me to set the timer for 11:15. I don't know why it does that. It forces me to say 12 a.m. Really weird, huh? Yeah, it won't let me set the start time to anything later than 12 a.m. and I never intended to start at 12 a.m. I always wanted to start at about 11:15, 11:20. So here we are. Welcome to another Iceborne live stream. Eventually, this is going to be replaced with Pokemon. Actually, I think it gets replaced in just 4 days. So that'll be interesting. How many of you guys will be interested in watching that? I'm curious. Anyways, let's go ahead and focus on this. There's the session ID in the upper right-hand corner. It's also posted in the Discord, as usual. And we are Master Rank 76, trying to get to Master Rank 100. We're 24 levels away. My optionals are done. And that means we can go into the Guiding Lands. Oh, hold on. What are these optionals? Okay, we got a new one. We'll get this optional done real fast. We got a new one. By the way, check this out. So, I was running the Leon armor set while I was just playing privately. And I noticed I can just take the Handicraft Charm and actually not do too bad on sharpness here. Well, maybe the problem is affinity, though. I don't really have affinity. The thing is, we don't... I remember now, actually. So, I don't actually have a lot of crit eye. So, the thing is, when you don't have a lot of crit eye, you don't necessarily have to go affinity. Because you're not... I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of crit boost. When you don't have a lot of crit boost, your affinity is not so important because it's not synergizing with the crit boost. That's what's going on here. So I've actually considered just running Agitator and Attack Boost because I wonder if it'll actually deal more damage. What do you guys think? We only have crit boost level 1. It's something to think about anyways. Here, I jump over to the other build. This is the main build. So on this one, we do have crit eye 7, but again, we only have crit boost 1, so it's not really synergizing with the crit boost at all. Now let's see who's in the session. Oh, we already have 4 people in. Nice. I forgot to watch your Leon armor vid. Did it end up being good? Yes, the Leon armor is good if you want to build Agitator 7 and you're going to build Effluvia Resist. Okay, those two things. At that point, the armor set becomes fairly efficient. Ethan says the Ian Garuga weapons are pretty good with the Leon set. The Garuga weapons, huh? Saul says, I'll be watching all live streams, especially Pokemon. I was watching some trailers for it, by the way, Sword and Shield, and I gotta say, the graphics look like they're from last year. They look like some old graphics. Not last year, last gen. Last year, graphics were good on most consoles. The graphics look last gen, and yeah, I wasn't too impressed, to be honest with you. For it being such a major title, I mean, I imagine it's a big deal. But I'm excited to cover it, though, because have they really... they're transitioning from, like, the Game Boys over to the consoles, basically, here, right? So that'll be interesting. I want to know how it works out, how it plays. Hopefully it's a very full game, you know what I mean? I guess already up. Let's go. Somebody who finds emojis great says, for how long will you keep playing the game? I'm getting Monster Hunter World again because I realized I was stupid to sell it and I want to play with you just for once in my life. I'll keep playing it, man. I'm going to be playing I'm going to be playing a little bit of Pokemon on the side, but my main game is definitely Monster Hunter. We're not going anywhere. I don't think Capcom's anywhere near supporting this, done supporting this game. I think they're going to be supporting this game for a while. I'm used to 8-bit Pokemon, so no biggie. That's a good point. That is a good point. Maybe they wanted the graphics to actually be kind of unsophisticated because, you know, to be honest, the Pokemon are kind of unsophisticated. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have, like, high detail hair or anything like that, you know what I mean? So, yeah, maybe it's intentional. Let's go ahead and have this... Oh, snap. I guess I needed fresh items, too. All right, well, we had our max potion. He's going to roar. Gonna get thrown into a wall. Nice job on that. What am I reflecting off of? What? What even is there to reflect off of? It doesn't make any sense. And he got me. Gaming says, no, I'm late again. You're not late. We just started about 4 minutes ago. You're good. We're going to be doing some hardcore grinding tonight, so you guys should pick a fun topic. It doesn't have to be politics. Just pick an interesting topic, and we'll have a conversation about it. It could be like gaming news, or it could be something related to Monster Hunter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just want to make sure that we're having a conversation because that is how I have fun grinding. This is a grind. We're officially in full grind mode, you know. All we're going to be doing is going after decorations. And that's about it, because we're just trying to get to level 100. And I've already gotten to level 100 once. I want you guys to appreciate that. Nice. Yeah, I've already gotten to level 100 once on the Xbox, so I want you guys to appreciate that. Now I'm doing it a second time on the PlayStation. Just think about that for a minute. There goes my temporal mantle. I think I actually lost a level there. Nice. Ah, that's too bad. Was the December monster since they wanted a siege fight for after January? At least that's what they said. Yeah, I don't know actually. I saw that too. And it really has me curious. Hopefully something real tough. Something real tough. We need a tough fight, man. Maybe it's because I've played the game too much, but these fights do not feel difficult. They are actually really easy. It again, is probably just because I've played so much, but really. Ooh, getting fancy here. Look at that. There's the EI Spirit Slash. Helm Splitter. Wow, that didn't land because he did the falling down animation. I tried so hard there. I was really trying to foresight slash that, but I wasn't done with the attack animation. Getting a bit better with this, wouldn't you agree? So like I'm actually getting the EI Spirit Slashes in and following up with the Helm Splitter. It looks really good when you pull it off. It looks good, it feels good, you do lots of damage. It's exactly how weapons should be. Oh, he didn't even get flinched by that. Oh, I did that way too early. I'm KO'd. I'm in trouble. I'm dead. Oh, I lived. I'm the boy who lived. Swirl away. Waddle, 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 waddle. Let's see. Do we have our Farcaster? No, of course we don't have a Farcaster. That would be too easy. That's okay. We have Max Potion. Brrr, what's he going to do? Just be naked and fight tempered black Diablos. What? I'm not going to do that. Frick that. Those guys are... I didn't even see that. Oh, how did I still get hit by that? Also, doesn't this music actually remind you of like Pokemon Stadium music? Wow, I set this down and then he immediately leaves. Hey, Walla, just going to ask out of curiosity, how do you unlock the Ingaruga scene in Guiding Lands? You have to go to the right location. Yeah, you have to go down. It's in the forest region, but you have to go down. Pretty sure. How's it going, Tenjiro Kamado? Oop, suppose we should eat. Since we're up here. Get this done. Let's hope there will be one soon. Naked fight, tempered Kieran. That'd be tough. That would be tough. Where'd he go? I'm at Master Rank 200, but I didn't get the Master Rank 200 quest. Anyone know why? You didn't do the super secret handshake. You gotta do the super secret handshake. Grab this Teostra material. Oh, I was getting ready to foresight slash, but now I don't have to. Heart's broken. Very good. Oh, he's mounted. Let's grab these dragon pods, presumably. Any other slinger pods? Yeah, here we go. We want the bombs. Boop. Woo! Look at this damage. Just imagine if we had Crit Boost 3 now. Ouch. I didn't get to finish sheathing. Uh-oh. 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 Sometimes you just gotta stop attacking, you know? Oh my god. The long sheath time for the EI Spirit Slash is really what holds you back from being cooler with it. You really do. Oh. You really do have to be careful. I'm looking forward to your podcast. You're funny, man. He's drilling. He's drilling. Let's get his booty. Boop. Oh, I thought he was going to move out of the way there for a second. Did that still hit me? It did still hit me. Oh god. Oh god. Can we cut the tail? I feel bad for the insect glaive user. I can see myself interrupting him. I only have dung pod. It doesn't matter, huh? Oh, and I can't grab him. Who cares? I heard you hate the Resident Evil event. No, not at all. Actually, my perception was that you guys didn't like it. I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. I am concerned about the game lacking a true endgame monster. That's something I've been talking about for a while. You have Shara Ishvalda, but Shara Ishvalda is actually pretty easy, and there's no reason to fight him. The Shara Ishvalda weapons are all kind of become obsolete at some point, don't they? You got acidic glav weapons, you got gold Rathian weapons, other weapons, Rajang weapons, Rajang bowguns. I heard you hate the Resident Evil event. Will your wife... Oh, he said, will your wife be joining our sex party? He says, will your wife be joining you playing Sword and Shield? Well, I don't think she will. She's, you know, she's extremely busy. She does very well at work. She's like in a similar position to like a senior software engineer. So she actually has some pretty important jobs at the place where she's working. It's because she does really well. Actually, they're pressuring her to become an engineer 3, which would be nuts. She's like, I don't think I'm ready. And, you know, she just doesn't really have enough time for games anymore. She used to play more games. And he's gone. Nice job, everyone. Wow, I've gotten way better with the longsword. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to teach. Way better. It's because I've played it for, I don't want to know how many hours at this point. A lot of hours, because it's all I've played on the PlayStation, and my character's like Master Rank 74. What would you want to see in the next major boss we get? Like, what interesting mechanics would you like to see? Ooh, that's a great question. We should always explore something that hasn't been explored very well. Actually, I want to see what it... Oh, I won't be able to see this. I say, what haven't we seen bosses do in this game? Well, like, yeah, I'd probably need a minute to think about it. Whoa. Okay, then. Resident Evil seemed like it would be more in-depth, to be honest. Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm kind of sad. My hunting friend is a little burned out from base Monster Hunter World grinding, so I tend to have to play alone with the randoms, but I really have fun playing with him when he wants. Yeah, yeah. You know, I think by the end of the base game, there was so much to do. At that point, you had all the Arch-Tempered fights, you had Ancient Lushan, you had Extreme Behemoth. There were a lot of fun events. I felt like there was a lot to do. You had you had Kulve Taroth, who had like 1 billion weapons. So they had really built up the base game into this fun thing. And then the moment they released Iceborne, all of that became obsolete. So all your stuff from before is obsolete now. So the only thing we have to do is craft the master rank armor and the master rank weapons, and there's really no bosses, right? There's no arch-tempered monsters anymore. Behemoth, he's sadly Extreme Behemoth. You could consider him still one of the most difficult monsters in the game. Like if I told you to go solo, I don't know, Tempered Lunastra, you'd probably do it. But if I told you to go solo Extreme Behemoth, I could see you still losing, still struggling with that, because he's the Extreme Behemoth. And yeah, so I don't know why they launched the game with... There's a lot to grind for in the end game. There's just not a lot of really challenging challenges, and that's, I think, what a lot of people play the game for. All right, so let's see. We finished that optional. Who was that optional for, even? I think it was for that guy that we talked to. Oh, I talked to a guy before I started the stream. Let's see. Not events, optional. And we just have these special arenas. I mean, we could just get these done. Does finishing these do anything? I don't even know if finishing these do anything. Let's get them out of the way. Do you watch anime? Mostly not, actually. What do I watch? I do like cartoons, usually comedic cartoons like South Park or something along those lines. I tell you, the truth is, I don't really watch too much of anything anymore because I'm often working on YouTube. I just put all my hours into YouTube, to tell you the truth. When I do watch stuff, it's usually... What have I watched recently? I liked the British baking show, believe it or not. It's like something you watch while you're eating dinner, and you're like, oh, God, I want to eat that, right? And then just on YouTube, I will watch videos on being more efficient and stuff like that. All right. I don't even watch other Monster Hunter YouTube videos anymore. I used to do that, but it's like, no. You know what I mean? Arson says, your wife makes the big bucks. Are you a trophy husband? That's right. I'm a trophy husband. Do you watch The Cardconomist? I really do enjoy playing with those cards, collecting them. It's like this whole other angle to it. When I was a kid, I actually played with them a lot, but as an adult, it's more like a buying, selling, and trading kind of thing. You know what I mean? Nearly reached 100k subs. We're so close, everyone. Encore says, political South Park is lame and boring, though. No, I don't agree with that. I've always enjoyed, I think that South Park became way too political, or let me say this, they changed. They used to be about potty jokes and being illiberal and kind of gross, but I like what they're doing too now as well. I like that they've actually gotten very political, and when you really look back on their content and think about it, they were kind of being political in the past in their own way then too, Not always, but very often. It was very sly. You could tell that they were doing it. Hey-oh, we got a donation. Ralph Drake. Thank you for the donation. I very likely would have gone into finance. There's a very, 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 very good chance I would have gone into finance. I really like banks. I like the feeling of banks. I like the idea of simply working on money all day. So there's a very high chance I would go into banking. Banking or accounting or financial advising, one of those three. One of those three, definitely. I might have enjoyed law, too. Law, I like politics, I like legal stuff. That stuff's fun, too. It's hard to say, though, I think I have some yeah, there's a lot of things a lot of different things I enjoy, but finance I think is very close to what I would have done. I can really feel it. Put this away real fast. I gotta update that snack fund after this fight, okay? Are you going to do anything when you reach 100? Probably not. You know, I know there's supposed to be like 100 subscriber special, but I mean, we haven't reached 1 million, so what are we really celebrating? You know what I mean? We got a long way to go, guys. Ooh, look at that. 100,000. You're 1/10 the way to 1 million, right? So we got to do that 10 more times. It only took me it only took me like 2 years to hit 100,000. So who knows? Maybe we'll hit 1 million eventually. Ah, darn. There she goes. I'm just gonna drop this early. I don't even care. Oh, did I just knock him back? I didn't know you could do that. Woo! I love banking and finance. It's a very, very fun subject for me. So what do you think are the chances to get GX full art cards in a booster box? I think that your odds are about... I think each box will come with a minimum of 1 textured card. Darn. But I think that you can get as many as like 3, actually. It's possible to get 3. It just doesn't happen all the time. But I've never gotten a booster box where I didn't get 1. So, do I have any kind of like Nullberry or Antidote? I guess I don't. Not Nullberry. Specifically Antidote. Can we see a forehead reveal? Well, you want to see my big old brain? Got my big brains. Everyone should do finance as a side or main project. It's just reality. Yeah, for sure, man. Woo. Nice job. You ever see like some old guy talking about the economy on like the news? He's like 1 million years old. And you know he's like some billionaire and that's the only reason they invited him on. He's like got billions of dollars. But it's like you really think about it. You know how there's different things you can specialize in society, right? You can get really good at digging holes for a construction company. You can get really good at playing Monster Hunter. This is a guy who did nothing but get good with money. That's all he did. He didn't focus on anything else. He spent his whole life, you know, he's like, honestly, he's probably in his 70s at this point. He's very old. These billionaire old men. And all he did was money. He's like, I'm just going to study stock all day, every day. And he did. For like 70 years he did that. I've played Monster Hunter World for like 2 years now, and I'm still pretty bad at it. But imagine if I played this game for the next, I don't know, 30, 40 years. Imagine if I did that. How good would I be at this game by the end of 50 years? And just think about the way like compound interest works even. This guy, he just puts his money in the stock market professionally because it's all he does. He wakes up in the morning and he probably does this for like 60 to 70 hours a week. He just focuses on stock, and he's been doing this for 40 years. And then he's a multi-billionaire, and it's like, wow, how's he so rich? He must have ripped everyone off, right? But it's like, maybe this is all he does, though. Maybe that's how he's... Think about it. I mean, somebody in society is doing that, right? Somebody in society wakes up every day, and they spend, I don't know, like 12 hours a day studying the stock market so that they can get a better trade than you in the stock market. And that's all they want to do, is just get a better trade than you. And they do that for like 40 years, and then everyone's like, oh, how are they so rich? They must have tricked us all. It's like, there was no trick to it, probably. He probably just, this is what he likes to do with his free time. And it's really interesting when you think about it that way. Not a lot of people sit around like studying, you know, exchange rates. Not a lot of people sit around doing accounting, you know, going like, huh, is this company profitable? Should I invest in this company for the next 20 years? You know, because you have a limited amount of money you can invest over your lifetime. And the trick with these guys is they figure out what you should invest all of your money into, like the most efficient thing. And then they tell you, hey, this is the thing to invest your money in. And you pay them for telling you that. That's what they do. And they just do it for like 40 years. See, it's a very interesting concept to me, you know. Like, what do you really want to get good at in life? And it's like, probably could get good at a lot of unimportant things. Monster Hunter is one of those things. You can get very good at this game. And, you know, I'll just play this for a few years and move on. But it's like these guys who go into finance, they're all going to be millionaires, man. If they stick to it for like 40 years, they're going to be millionaires. Millionaires, and some of them will be really good at it and be billionaires. So very interesting to me. I'm an expert at fighting gold Rathian. No tail cut, that's right. I put my money in bacon. Good move, Kurosu. 205 says, try a tin, run on Streetus. They have better pull ratios. Oh, you're talking about cards. Is he even reading our comments if he is playing live right now? Yeah, I read the comments. Speaking of which, we're ready to update that snack fund. I was answering somebody's question. It was Ralph Drake, I believe. Ralph Drake was asking what I would have done if I had not gotten into YouTube. And I told him I probably would have gone into finance and been wealthier. Been insanely wealthier, probably. This is more fun, though, right? But, yeah, think about it. I could have gone into just, like, banking and just done that for 40 years. And I don't mean, like, being a bank teller. I don't mean doing that. But I mean, you know, getting into the lending and the trading and the, you know, loans and stuff like that. That's the stuff that interests me anyways. I don't want to just be a cashier. 2B says, what do you think about a raw non-elemental bow build with the Claire armor set or the spread Zenogre heavy bowgun with the Leon set? I heard there are good sets for both out there. I disagree, 2B. I don't think that those armor sets have enough skill slots for those weapons to be used appropriately. You're much better off just building, you know, a mixed armor set specifically for those weapons. You're much better off in that case. More optionals. All right. Garuga. Are you a full-time YouTuber? Yes, I'm a full-time YouTuber. I'm a full-time YouTuber and I don't sell merch yet. I should be selling merch. I'm so busy playing games, though. It's bad for me. Thanks, I'll see what I can get. I don't want to buy separated packs. You could buy separated packs from me, by the way, if you ever wanted to. Yeah, you know, one of the things I was thinking about offering was the ability for people to have me open the packs right in front of them, like live or something. So you could see me pull them out of the box, and it would just be like a fresh box or something like that. So I've thought about doing that, and then I'd just mail you the winnings. But you'd be giving up the experience of opening them yourself, but you get to show everyone else what you got out of the box. So I thought about doing that for fun, right? How much money would you say you make? Oh, millions. Millions, David. Anonymous Turnip says, I hope the final DLC for this game is just an extra upgrade level for all weapons that give them unique models. Bump in the Night says, can't wait for GC-sponsored Monster Hunter energy drink. If they don't sponsor me, which there's a fair chance they won't because they're a huge company and believe it or not, even with 100 subs, 100,000 subs, I'm not like a huge YouTuber. So if they don't sponsor me, what I should do is I should go out and find another energy drink company because it's one of the few products I actually use. I actually drink energy drinks a lot. I love energy drinks. I love caffeine. It's better than coffee in my opinion. So if I don't get a Monster energy drink sort of sponsorship, and again, I actually think that could end up not happening, I will go and I will look for another company, maybe a smaller company that wants to compete with Monster. You know, there's a lot of companies that want to sell sodas. Now, how about my teeth fall out of my head? I love energy drinks. They're so good. They're basically my replacement for coffee. Oh, thought he was going to get me. Should have just gone into it right away. He's ready to be thrown into the wall a second time, actually. I thought there were rocks over here. Oh, they're right here. Ouch, that hurts. Oh my god, dude. Oh. Alright, we're putting this on. Sorry, Garuga. Boop. Please respond if you read this. Narga spare shot with high rank Wraith crit element light bowgun for story mode. Please respond if you read this. Narga Kuga spare shot with high rank Wrath crit element. No, I don't think I would do that. I haven't looked into what starter light bowgun I would use, but in general, I would not be using high rank armor just because, you know, if you do take damage, you're not going to be able to absorb it as nice. I understand the temptation though. Maybe when you start the story out and the monsters are really easy. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I guess it just depends on what you have. When I played through the story the first time on the PlayStation, I actually just used the Sleep Hammer the whole way from beginning to end. Sleep Hammer and the Draken Armor set. I'm not even exaggerating. I just used it from beginning to end. So I guess it's whatever, you know, you have available. You can just play that if you want, but yeah, I don't know. It's a tough question actually. All right, he's coming down. Can I go for the tail? Yeah, nice. I knew it. You can't fool me, Garuga. Alright, I just lost both the levels of this because I'm greedy. Shock trap. Shock. Shoop. Oh, how did that miss? No way. No way. He gets me with the tail too. Son of a bleeblop. Put this down real fast. Hey, Gameconomist says, Prawn, how's it going, Prawn? Okay. And he just spins, huh? That's his whole deal. Just drinking up some potions. Alright, we're good. Stop being so difficult. I'm gonna soften the tail. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, it doesn't hurt. So when he's doing that nosedive, you can be on the tail, actually. Woo! Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm getting so lucky. I remember taking my HR set by accident on Brute Tigrex. Oh yeah, how did that end? Did it end well? Oh! Nice. He's gonna turn and he's gonna roar. Oh, how did that not land? That's all we need to land. It's like the only thing that doesn't land. Oh, and he runs into me. Why is your most wanted card the Shining Tyranitar? I know all of them are expensive, but a Shining Charizard or Shining Raichu worth more. Oh, I don't really care. So I know that Charizards are really valuable. They're actually not my favorite cards, though. So I like to collect them because they're valuable, because they have perceived value. But my favorite cards are actually usually not Charizard. I was a much bigger fan of Tyranitar than I was of Charizard. And that Shining Tyranitar might be the most expensive Tyranitar in the game. I also like Shining Kabutops, by the way, because when I was a kid, I actually owned them. I owned Shining Kabutops. I did not realize what a valuable card I owned. I kind of had a sense of how valuable he was, because even back then, he was super rare. Nobody had him. It's like some cards everyone just eventually had because, you know, you'd buy the packs. It's kind of like the cards today. But then you'd pull one or two cards that you knew were really special, and the Shining Kabutops was one. One of my friends had Shining Celebi. Oh, man. Oh, nice. Nobody had Shining Tyranitar, but I knew he existed, and man, did I want him. Woo! Wow. I am a Tyranitar Giratina Rayquaza. What? Nice job. Well, the tail's still damaged. Very good. How much damage to cut this tail, man? This tail doesn't want to be cut. Boop. He's captured. Nice job, guys. Woo! Getting better at that 4-side slash, let me tell you. I'm understanding the spacing a lot better. My favorite Pokemon is Garbodor. Gardevoir? I think you said it backwards. I think it's Garbodor. Yeah, he's cool, actually. You know, I thought, when I first saw him, I thought he was kind of dumb. But he grew on me, definitely. I was a big fan of Weezing and Muck from the base game. And Garbodor's just kind of one of those, you know what I mean? He's one of those gross Pokemon. Let's go ahead and get through this. Yeah, he's cool. 205 says, I would love a Shining Tyranitar. There's one on eBay. It's a first edition PSA 10 Shining Tyranitar. $1,100, which is probably overpriced because it's the only one available. Man, I'd like that. Woo, that'd be cool. This is starting to get real expensive, though, you know what I mean? Like, you have enough for those, and it's like owning a car, but in the equivalent of Pokemon cards. It's ridiculous. Fan says, you should look into some of the Gold Star Pokemon cards. Those are actually more rare than the base set stuff. Gold Star Pokemon cards. You'll have to explain what you mean by that, Fan. I know there were a lot of sets. So, Fan, here's where I kind of stopped around the Neo sets. Neo Destiny, Neo Revelation, Neo Genesis. That's when I stopped collecting, you know, because I was getting older and eventually I left home is the problem, and I didn't take my cards with me, and I really should have. I had no idea they were so valuable. Well, you know, I think everyone kind of knew they were going to be valuable. I think everyone knew they were going to be collector's items down the road. I guess I was just too focused on just escaping home, basically. You know what I mean? All right, so we're done with everything we can do here, but obviously we're not truly done. That's why the sticker is silver rather than orange. All right, why don't we go ahead and work on collecting those decorations like we said we would. Here's a 5. How many people can do this? 4 people? I feel like this is actually better because you get 4 decorations and all 4 of you only have to fight the one monster. Prawn says, sorry to repeat this. What monsters do you think will arrive with December? I'm hoping for Gog Mazios, but I expect a siege monster or Fatalis. Anyone's guess, man. It's really anyone's guess. They could come up with a brand new monster no one's seen before, or they can bring in a monster that everyone has seen before and just put it in Monster Hunter World. I will take anything, but really they need to include a difficult end game monster. I really think like that's what they need to do right now. Bavaria is the best. Let's have the Chef's Choice platter. The only Pokemon I ever played was one called Pokestorm. I have no idea what that is. Alright, we'll run over here. Wait, we already refreshed our items. We're good to go. I think I have really reached a new level of mastery with the longsword. I feel like I've moved into really good muscle memory with all the moves. How does Lance rank in your preferred weapons? Why would you use it or not use it? Lance ranks low. Lance is one of my most used weapons because I started the game out with the Lance. And over time, it moved down my list of preferred weapons as I discovered that many of the other weapons deal much better damage. Some of the problems with the Lance is that it has an encumbered movement speed. However, it does not have a good shield. So it's really just like a 1-2 punch knockout for that weapon. The shield is bad because even though you're walking slow, you still have to build guard up and you still have to build guard. So I would like the Lance a lot better if they just built guard 5 into it and guard up into it. Or if you could move as fast as any of the other weapons. One or the other. It's got to be one or the other. They can't do both, though. Slow walking and you need guard and guard up. It's just not fair. You're missing out on a lot. I mean, if you're talking like 4 levels of guard, that could be 4 levels of attack. And if you're talking about, let's go ahead and have our hot drink. If you're talking about guard could be, you know, non-elemental boost. It could be a level of crit boost. It could be, I suppose it could just be a level of agitator too, which isn't such a big deal, but it's just really frustrating. It is. Here it is, hot drink. It's really not fair. Look at this weapon. It doesn't require any of that, and I'm fine defensively. Maybe that's part of the problem is Lance doesn't actually feel more defensive. You see, and that's a big problem. It doesn't actually feel more defensive than this weapon. You know why? Because if I'm in trouble, I just run away from it with this weapon. I just put the weapon away real fast, just run away. Oh man, don't follow me. Gold Star is a rarity first introduced in X Team Rocket, and they have pull rates of about 1 every 72 packs, and there has only been 27 Pokemon different ones in all EX sets. Nice. I know that the Team Rocket Return set is also one of the most expensive sets out there right now. Ooh, we rolled it. Alright, here we go with the mantle. That didn't matter. We didn't actually land a hit on him. Oh no, Xerath. No! What are we going to do without you, Xerath? I decided not to risk the, Oh, we still took damage from that. Why did I do it? It just didn't work. Look, I didn't get any damage out of that, and now I'm back to level 1. Level 1 Spirit Gauge. Isn't it beautiful? It's a beautiful thing. It wasn't worth it at all. Yeah, I know that the Rocket set is one of the most expensive sets that you could go after. The oldest out-of-print vintage sets. Wow, I did it again, man. How did that not count? That should have counted. Oh, because he got into the shock trap. That's why. Boop. Let's go ahead and take off this temporal mantle. Ooh. How much do you like the hunting horn? Similar to the lance, it's one of my most played weapons. However, I discovered that the hunting horn does some of the worst damage in the game. So I rarely use hunting horn anymore. Because guess what? I actually do like doing high damage. It's really nice doing high damage. That is what I've learned over time. Whoa! It's a pity too because I like the mechanics of the hunting horns a lot. I think that hunting horn's very cool, it's very interesting, but I don't know why I would play it and just do less damage than other weapons. Similar to like when you're putting a build together, do you ever intentionally pick a weapon in your weapon class that does less damage? And some of you, maybe you do, but I really don't. I just go right for the weapon that does the most damage because that's what makes sense to me. Well, it's kind of similar when choosing, when you know how to play all of the weapons fairly well, it is hard to pick the hunting horn over, like, I don't know, the heavy bowgun when you know you're just going to go faster with the heavy bowgun. And that's mostly it. I really would like Capcom to rebalance some weapons. Like the hunting horn and the lance. Brrr, stop roaring. Alright, that's flinch 1. Give me flinch 2. There's flinch 2. And Devil Joe's on his way. That's not good. Look at Xerath. Xerath's like, Woo! Am I about to be roared? I am definitely about to be roared. Well, that's a bad time to... Oh, and there we go. I got roared. That's a bad time to KO. Did he get KO'd? Alright. You get out of here. Don't roar. It's not that I don't ever play Hunting Horn either. I actually do play Hunting Horn. I just don't play it as often. Ooh! Wow, how'd that still hit me? I was like above him. All EX sets are expensive, man. TKS to the gold star. Thanks to the gold star. The Umbreon and Espeon gold star. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. Neo Destiny Umbreon is really valuable. Or whatever it is, Neo Genesis. I always forget which set is which. But there's a really valuable Neo Umbreon card. It's like a... Man, it goes for quite a lot. Actually, were you watching TCA Gaming? He bought like a $10,000 Typhlosion. Oh my god, man. Imagine dropping $10,000 on a card. Like, that's a brand new car for some people. If I could land this, this would be great. Oh, but I get roared out of the sky. Oh, and I get smacked by Devil Joe. Devil Joe is the literal worst. Let's shoot him with the poo-poo pod. Wait, where'd he go? Oh, did somebody poop Tigrex? I think somebody pooped Tigrex. Hopefully he doesn't follow. He's going a different way. Very good. That's right, guys. Somebody bought a $10,000 Pokemon card just the other day, and it was not me. If I was a millionaire, maybe it'd be me, but that is not the case. Definitely don't have that kind of money. See you later, 205. He says, be back later, maybe. Maybe. There's no maybe. Walla is like Pickle Afen is like B52, and I'm like Dalamadur. What? Oh, snap. He was not done. He's gonna spin on me, isn't he? We really ought to throw him into a wall or something. Oh, I didn't have any spirit gauge. Shoot, man, he's starting to wreck me. Oh. Come on, let me finish this. Yes! I got the thing that I desired. Nice, that's probably another KO. Shoop. How are you liking Longsword? Loving it. I think that Longsword being rebalanced so that the Foresight Slash is not so powerful actually makes it feel like a much better weapon, because you feel like you worked harder to earn a successful series of attacks or combinations on the monster. So you feel more accomplished when you actually do what you're supposed to do with this weapon. As I understand, the iframe for Foresight Slash was made smaller, but also at the same time, really the major thing you notice is that its range has been nerfed by a lot. So it just doesn't have the same range at all. So it feels great in that regard because it's more challenging, but also they added the EI Slash and Spirit Slash, and those are challenging in their own new way, and it's just very, very, very well designed. Because they clearly love this weapon. They clearly worked hard on this weapon, in my opinion. Whoever's in charge of this weapon, they're like, you know what? This weapon's going to be godlike. That's what they said. They didn't do that for all the weapons. Think about like the heavy bowgun. What did the heavy bowgun get? Well, you know, they just gave it Glutton again, and then now you play Glutton with the scope. It's like, you do great damage, but it's not necessarily more fun. It's literally Glutton. You play Glutton, and they go, but here, have a scope. So you're playing shotgun with a sniper scope. Makes perfect sense. And that's what they did for the heavy bowgun. For the light bowguns, not much changed. You know, the evade reload, nice job. I'm not a big fan of the evade reload. I don't feel like it adds much to it. I've played evade reload a few times, and I just went, you know what I mean? And then after that, the light bowgun, I don't think it received any other new ammo. It got the counter Wyvern Blast, which was fun when you first learned about it, but then you kind of went, oh man, this takes up a mod slot, and it's very it's tricky to use. So I mean, it wasn't a bad addition. The thing is, Wyvern Blast already was really good. So Wyvern Blast was one of the nice things about the light bowguns. So changing it to be the counter Wyvern Blast, at first it felt good, but then over time you're like, oh, we got a spread jewel here. Over time you're like, do I really want to change it even? You know, like, because you were comfortable with the way that it was already. You're like, I kind of like it that way. 3 KOs. What new moves could they add to underperforming weapons like Lance and Hunting Horn? Well, for the Lance, the very first thing I would change is I would make it so that Lance already has guard up built into it, not just in the power guard. I know that it has guard up in the power guard, but I just mean give it to the Lance and the Gun Lance. Who cares? It's a medium decoration. So just give it to them and stop fuddling around with it. Let the heavy bowgun have to build guard up. Let the sword and shield have to build guard up. Let the charge blade have to build guard up. But the Gun Lance and the Lance, just give it guard up. And then I would say have the Lance and the Gun Lance have default guard level 2. You don't give that to the sword and shield, and you don't give that to the heavy bowgun, and you don't give that to the charge blade. So that's the first thing I would do, and then that wouldn't even be like an improvement to the weapon. In my eyes, that would just be setting the weapons equal to the rest of the weapons in the game. Because you already have a walk speed penalty when you use Gun Lance and Lance, there's no reason you should also have this penalty where your shield doesn't work. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see, what are we doing next? Oh, I'm posting another quest. Investigation. Do we have another one like that? So capture Tigrex. I think that's the best one we have. We'll just play it a second time, and then I'll let somebody else post. But what was I going to say? There's so many creative ideas you can do for each weapon, to tell you the truth. Maybe the Lance could have a more powered up charge on its dash attack. So imagine the dash attack, right? Let's say with the dash attack, they added a new level of damage to it. So the way the dash attack works is it charges up while you're running, right? And then you get to do the finishing thrust. Well, imagine if you could keep it running long enough to get a final charge on the finishing thrust, and it's like some super crazy high damage thrust, like the equivalent of the true charge slash on the greatsword, but for the Lance. And it would be funny because you would be in the middle of a fight, and you'd be trying to charge it up, and you'd probably be running back and forth to get the charge on it until you can run into the monster and get that huge gigantic chunk of damage. And the total DPS, let's say like the sustained DPS on it will be, let's say they leave it so that it's similar to what you would have gotten if you had simply played on the monster with the triple high thrust. And it would be actually a really amazing way to wake up monsters if we could do that. So if we had like a really powerful finishing move on a supercharged up dash attack on the Lance, that would be a really cool wake up, you know what I mean? You'd run in place for a minute, and then once it's fully charged, you'd let it go on the monster, and it'd just be really funny. So they could do something like that, and it wouldn't even really require that much creativity. It was just another level to the dash attack. They could do something with the shield. There's all kinds of stuff they could do. And what did we actually get? We got counter Clutch Claw, which the more I thought about it, the more disappointed I was by it, because every weapon has the claw already. How important is it to guard a monster and then claw them? It's really not that important. You know why? Because most weapons can just roll through a monster's attack without guarding and then just use the claw. That's the truth. Like with the Lance, the reason you have to guard and use the counter claw is because the Lance is so shitty at dodging and at outspacing a monster. So you're essentially forced to guard and to use the claw while guarding. So you already have these disadvantages, and that would be the only reason to have counter claw anyways. But that's not like an improvement to the Lance. It's more like the Lance compensating for this lack of maneuverability and lack of good iframes. So yeah, it's just not impressing me. I don't know how else to say that. I've talked crap on the Lance for a while now. It's funny because people think I hate the weapon. It's one of my most used weapons, the Lances. I don't hate it. I can tell from playing all the weapons that it is really not performing as well as the other weapons, and that's the main thing. Fan says, last time I checked, the Umbreon Gold Star PSA was 10.5 thousand on eBay. Whew. That's a few dollars. Oh my god. You know what I really want, and I haven't even seen it for sale on eBay. I want the... By the way, is there any, like... Do I have any hot drink from last time? Oh, I do have hot drink. Perfect. You know what I want? I want, let's run past these guys. That was pointless. I want PSA 10 Magneton, Dark Magneton from the Rocket set, and you just can't get it because there's only like I don't know how many of them there are in the world, but there's only a few of them, and so none of the people who own a Dark Magneton PSA 10 First Edition, none of them have theirs for sale. They're all just holding on to them in their collection, so it's really annoying. Whoa! And there's Devil Joe. Even Guard 5 gets knockbacks for some monster. Does it? It's interesting to note. Don't do it, Devil Joe. Stinky Joe. His real name is Stinky Joe. You know why? Because the moment he comes out, we all poop him. That's the truth. The scope is so tempting to use with that 30% buff to raw damage, it just makes me lose all depth perception and feel relief to blink. Yeah, yeah, that's the main problem with it, and it's not fun, to be honest, having to use that scope at point blank range. It's fun when you're like kind of backed up off the monster and you're trying to use normal ammo, and pierce ammo as well, but like for spread, it does not feel good. But you don't forego it because of the damage buff. You're like, no, I've got to have this damage buff. I got to have my pops. That's what ends up happening. Oh, I thought he was using a move. He was not. What? Oh, he got knocked down by the Bobos or whatever they're called. Like buying a $10,000 card sound crazy, but the card will always go up in value unlike a modern car. Exactly. So when I buy a card and it's a very expensive card, I like to think that the biggest cost to buying that card is that maybe I could have had it invested in the stock market alternatively. So that's my biggest concern. So the value of the card has to go up or you really are losing out on money. Oh my god, he got me. However, the fact that you can just sell the card later is really is a nice kind of reassuring thing that tells you like, okay, I can enjoy this. But you have to buy it at the right price. You know, you have to buy it at a price where you're not losing money, you're not overpaying for it. So it's very important you don't overpay for the card, or else when you go to sell it, you're just going to be trying to get as small of a loss as you can. I got the red off of this guy. Thanks for getting me to red. What? What are you talking about? It didn't land. The blade was in him. Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't use the scope. I like to pretend it's not in the game. You're missing out on a huge damage buff, man. It's not really, in my opinion, you can't really ignore the scope. Somebody made a really good point to me. Somebody was saying that the scope probably doesn't work very well with the pierce ammo, because the pierce ammo, you know, at the moment of contact, it probably gets the 30% buff from the scope, but as the bullet travels, it probably does not get that buff. So actually, funny enough, the pierce ammo, which is one of the longest range raw damage ammo types, is probably the ammo type that needs it the least. Isn't that just awful? Probably the ammo type that needs it the least, and you would expect it to need it the most. Oh, I'm gonna die. What am I doing with myself? He's ready to be thrown into a wall. Boop. What? How is that not him being thrown into the wall? It doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. All right, he's in the trap. It's a trap. I was going to go for it. I was going to go for the EI Spear Slash. But when I think about it, you know, he traveled all the way down there, so it wouldn't have mattered. Nice job on that. I didn't even think we still had time on it. I wasn't paying attention to whether he could be flint shotted. I messed up one flint shot and I just kind of gave up on it at that point. He's gonna roar for sure. Oh, there's the roar. Wait, the Devil Joe roar, I guess. Oh, and we got spun. What is your favorite new mechanic in Iceborne? Not the Clutch Claw. Clutch Claw is actually fun. I don't mean that. I feel like the Clutch Claw needs to be changed so it doesn't interact with Weakness Exploit though. So if you really don't want to have to play Clutch Claw, you don't have to. But right now you do really have to use it because it does interact with Weakness Exploit. So that's one of my biggest complaints with the Clutch Claw. My favorite mechanic in Iceborne. I'm a big fan of the new Tail Raiders. They're really nice. They help you travel from location to location nice and fast. Yeah, I'm mostly here for the monsters and the armor, to tell you the truth. And there's lots of new monsters and armor. So you do get to have plenty of that. It's just, again, I'm really looking forward to a big boss fight. I feel like we badly need a boss fight. Shoot you with the poop. Do you think that the Slinger and by extension Clutch Claw were good additions to the game? Yes and no. I feel like Clutch Claw, it is a fun mechanic. I've talked multiple times about how I feel that too much of the game is about using the flint shot and softening parts. You spend a lot more time thinking about those than I would prefer, and the bigger problem is you can't play without them. So if you were to skip the flint shot and you were to skip the softening of parts, you would just lose out on a ton of damage. I'm just not a big fan of that because it turns every weapon into a claw weapon. You know what I mean? Like you're aiming the claw. The claw aims almost like a bowgun. And by the way, I'm comfortable with bowguns. I use them a lot. But some people really just want to use melee weapons. They don't want to have to aim and fire things. They just want to play with their hammer or their longsword. And I almost feel like it's a bit gimmicky. Like it's a gimmick. They're like, yeah, you're going to use this. This is the new thing. It's Iceborne. But their weapons were already so fantastic. All their 14 weapons were so good, and now you're just constantly thinking about what am I going to do with the claw next? What am I going to do with the claw next? When is he ready to be thrown into the wall? So there's good sides to it, and there's bad sides to it. There's good sides and bad sides. One thing I really don't like is when you have a weapon that requires you to hit a monster twice in order to soften a part. That's really annoying. I was interrupting the guy trying to capture him. I probably should have made a video on it already. What don't I like about it? It shouldn't interact with Weakness Exploit. It should not. When you soften a monster's part, it should stay softened for a longer period of time so you don't have to do it again. You should never have to soften a part by attacking it twice in a row. For every weapon, you attack once and it's softened, right? So that all the weapons feel equal that way. Let's go ahead and go through these. Alright, so I'll let the next person post their best decoration investigation. Okay, another thing I really didn't like about the Clutch Claw. So one part of the game that was really interesting and complicated was the whole concept of hit zone values. The Clutch Claw doesn't get rid of hit zone values, but it certainly changes it so that they're not as important as they used to be. Because one of the problems you'd run into is maybe a monster part didn't have enough of a good hit zone value for your weapon, so you didn't get Weakness Exploit to proc on that body part at all. Well, that never really happens anymore. Fan says, just because I'm considering selling my kidney for a gold star, Trico, because he's my favorite Pokemon. Yeah, that's an expensive Pokemon for sure. $10,000 for a Pokemon card, man. I'm ready. You can't really use the scope on Magnigametus Vulcan. You need recoil 2, reload 2, and a shield. Cyber has posted a quest. Let's see. Oh, that's optional. I think they all filled up right away. Capture Brachydios, capture Tigrex, that's 2-player. And here's a gold Rathian, but he's playing by himself? Your master rank isn't high enough for this quest. Huh, weird. You'd think it would be. Why I can't join any of these. Crazy. One thing I don't like about the claw is that sometimes it grabs something I wasn't even aiming at. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. It almost feels like when you use the claw, you basically also have to get lucky in a way where the monster doesn't use an interrupting attack. So it's kind of like they're trying to wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Go use the Rocksteady. Go use the Temporal. And it's like I used them, but I know there's other people who don't want to use those mantles, and it's kind of sucky for them because it's like, how are they going to soften the part without those mantles? Without gambling, that is. I mean, they can gamble on being able to soften those parts. Yeah. Oh, that is a 2-monster quest. I would join it, but I don't like fighting 2 monsters. I think it's a waste of time. I will go ahead and post Tigrex for a 3rd time. Hope you guys like Tigrex. What I don't like about the claw is that I tend to miss grabbing to the beetles to move around. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. The wedge beetles share the same button input as the claw now, and it's so annoying. Like, god damn it. Hot drink. Looks like I have a limited number of dung pods. Oh, we already checked this guy. How's it going, Otto? Thanks for joining the live stream. Pay with money without the chef's choice platter. Further problem is you can get wrecked clutching with rock. True, you could get wrecked clutching with rock. It usually doesn't happen though. Usually not that bad. So which weapon do you guys think I should review next? There's a lot of weapons in the game. What weapon should players know about? I'll just do another heavy bowgun. Good morning from Hungary. Nice to see some gameplay before work starts. Good morning from Hungary. My wife is part Hungarian. Apparently, we looked it up. Apparently, we could immigrate to Hungary in like a few months as long as she can prove she has Hungarian ancestry. It's like, wow, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. Sticky and elemental might be my only use for light bowgun. No offense to any light bowgun mains. No, actually, I feel the same, Zachary. So, elemental, and we don't even know like what the best elemental fights are. There's like Urgon, there's Basilgeuse, but sticky is really the main ammo right now for light bowguns. Alicia says, "Can you give my boyfriend a shout out? He loves to watch your videos. His name is Chris." Well, I mean, that's one of your boyfriends. Isn't your other boyfriend Chad? I can't remember. You told me the other day you were messing around with the Chad on the side, right? Cephalopod God says, "How about a gun lance?" Show me Tigrex. Here he is, and we will have the. Here we are. We'll have the hot drink. You better watch your back, Chris. Chad's coming for you, Chris. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Poor Chris. Chris is just trying to be a good boyfriend. He doesn't even know. Brrr. Shut up. And I got thrown off. See? So I want to throw him into the wall, but I'm going to have to put on Temporal Mantle. I'm the only one here, which means I'm the only one that's going to benefit from this knockdown. I guess it does a nice chunk of damage, though. How do you guys feel about throwing monsters into a wall? Do you think it's a cool addition, or it changes the dynamic of the fight too much? Well, it kind of like forces you to have to do it, honestly, because it's so much damage and a knockdown is so important, especially in multiplayer where you get like actually a lot of damage from it. Yeah, I should have. I didn't want to use EI slash there. There's Devil Joe. Roaring time. Spread the love for Zinogre dual blades. Imagine the breakup because of you. What? What are you talking about? I actually had my oil changed on Sunday. I had my oil changed, and the guy who changed the oil, his name was Chad. I was like, no way. Look at these penguins. Gonna name my kid Chad. Just think, you know, when the parents were naming their kid, they didn't think the name would become a meme later, so they didn't know. Just name your kid. Oh, you know, Chad sounds good. Ooh. I pointed it out to my wife while we got one of those oil changes where you stay in the car and they get it done in like 10 minutes. And I like pointed it out to her. She's like, shut up. You know. I was like, his name's Chad. She's like, he's gonna hear you, shut up. Being rude. I don't think he cares. Does he know that his name's a meme though? That's why I want to know. Does he know? Come on, man. Boop. Who names their kid Chad these days? In 2019, somebody's named Chad. Somebody unironically said, you know what we should name our kid? Chad. Somebody unironically said that in 2019, I guarantee you. Who knows who? Oh my god. This guy is wrecking me. Turf war? Can you believe these guys? Oh no. That's a miss. Brrr. Oh my god, please. Wow, that's nice. I got to level 3, so I don't care. Never trust an oil change that takes just 10 minutes. You know, it was like a Jiffy Lube or something. Those guys are always pretty fast. There's like 4 guys working on your car, and they got all the tools there, and they're just like, hup, 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 you know? They just get it done real fast. You've never been to one of those? Those are pretty good. I like them. They cost more, but they get it done very quickly. Does that mean I can name my kid Beta in 2019? We could. I don't know if I recommend it. Woo! Alright, we're going for it. It's now or never. Oh, I still got hit by the tail there. I tried to grab him. I tried so hard. Look. Where's my nullberry? Wow, I'm all nullberried up. Somebody seriously should have dropped that thing on him. How did nobody drop the tooth on him? There you go, guys. Alright, don't forget it's a capture quest, everyone. Oh, I still got... No, actually, I didn't get hit. This is gonna suck. Yep, he hit me. I'm actually tired of fighting you, Tigrex. Can you just go away? Shoop. Oh, so close to getting that EI Spirit Slash out. So close. I'm dead. There was nothing I could do. It's just because I waited to stand up, and I really should not have. Shake my head, my head. Shake my head, my damn head. Here we are. Oh, too early to eat a meal, huh? Oh, we can grab a Grab a trap. Rip, they probably don't recognize me due to my red arm. Due to the red arm. What? Oh, look at this guy with his wealth. Look at him riding around on his woolg. So you wolves think you can take me on, huh? You guys don't even know. I'm a master of Kung Fu. Swoop! Bring it on, woolgies. Kung Fu! Just take these woolg parts real fast. I've never really farmed the woolgs. Cart con my shake my head, shake my. Alright, where's he going actually? I think we get to him faster over here, don't we? Pretty sure we do. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to eat a meal. Oh my gosh, there's no meals. Oh, I probably should just take the hot drink, but I didn't because I'm dumb. Whee! I'm coming for you. Wait, where's he at? Wait, it says he's like 35 underneath me. Oh no, I've gone the wrong way. What do you think about Sword and Shield? It's an okay weapon. It's very small. I'm more a big weapon kind of guy. It's for those people who don't mind the size of their weapon. It does as much damage as the other weapons. You just have to use it right. Ree, ree. Listen to all this reeing. Ree. Oh, that's sad. That's too bad. Nice job. Oh, I can't set a shock trap because I already set that shock trap. Oh, the tail got cut. Let's carve the tail. Did I just get paralyzed? I was looking at your comment sections and then I got paralyzed. Do not shock me. Do not paralyze me. I'm gonna get kidnapped by these bugs. Footprint, and we'll grab this other footprint, and we will grab this sleepy herb, this Bill Cosby herb. You guys better not be killing them. You guys know it's a capture quest, right? This is a capture quest, everyone. If you guys kill this guy, I'm gonna be deeply upsetted. There we go. Who is still... Oh, he's not capturable. It's weird. He seemed like he was. Now I feel like I'm the dummy. Oh my god. I did not realize he was not ready to be captured. He seemed like he was ready. How's he still so alive? Don't worry, I got plenty of stamina for this. I got plenty of stams. Whoop. Wow, mantle already broken. Dude! How have we not killed this monster? Oh look, I will show you why. It's because we have one lance and we have one hunting horn on the team. Easy. That's why I was saying earlier tonight, I was like, lance and hunting horn don't do much. They like to think they do. Is he ready to be captured yet? Wait, can I not put my trap down? Yes, he is. Okay, very good. I'm like the one dead over here, though. Do you play Pokemon Go? And why not, Tubby Wubby? I do not play Pokemon Go, and this is because I have had a bad cell phone since I was like for a very long time. My cell phone was just it was not even a smartphone. It was just a very, very, very bad phone. I only recently bought a decent phone, and I don't even have a plan for it. It's just a phone I use for recording, so it connects to the wireless internet, but it doesn't actually have a plan. What do we get? Drain Physique, Destroyer, Pierce, destroy it! Enhancer Maintenance, Specimen. Wow, the game wants me to play with bowguns. It gave me a Spread Jewel and it gave me a Pierce Jewel. The stakes were burnt today, I think. Tigrex did so much damage. LMAO. Dude, Tigrex was wiping the floor with us. Fans heading out. See you later, man. I need to stand up and stretch, honestly. I'm going to stand up, guys. Way too much sitting today. All I do is sit. Sit, 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 sit. Sit for this, sit for that. Edit a video. Play games for like 4 hours. Way too much sitting. Okay. So I'll wait for somebody to post the next quest, and I will join that. Actually, maybe we can join one right now. Here we go. Brachydios. That'll be fun. That'll be fun just because it's not Tigrex again. I'm so tired of Tigrex now. Just did Tigrex like 3 times in a row. It doesn't get much grindier than that. Saphira, Cyber, and Underwhelm, huh? Let's get this meat platter going. Jay Drix says, Trap phone Gameconomist. What? Yeah, I had a really bad phone. That tool the same amount of times as my 2 monster quests. What? Oh, that took the same amount of time as my 2 monster quests. Yeah, we must not have been doing any damage. I don't know. Gonna sleep now. Good night and good farm. Thanks, Christian Edno. Toxic Economist. Hey, you can't say that. So let's see what this guy's running. Don Monstro. I do not know what the Don Monstro is. And he's running a decent set. Cyber has Mist Glacia. Crit Element and Element Acceleration. With no Spread Shot. And Underwhelm is running... I should do this more often. I should see what people are actually running. Because I remember the guy who was using the Lance... I couldn't tell what lance it was, which is probably a sign that it was not a very strong lance. Niflheim Glacia. He's running True Crit and Crit Eye 6, Weakness Exploit 3, Crit Boost 3. That's actually fine. He must be running an elemental build. Oh, man. Just walk around here. Stepped on a piece of trash. Yeah, man. Feels so stiff from sitting for so long. What are some of the better longswords in Iceborne? You've got the gold Rathian longsword. And that's it. No, what are you doing there, kitty? Gold Rathian... Nergigante, Shara Ishvalda. I don't know if there's an acidic glaive. Is there an acidic glaive? I don't think so. I think I would know if there was. Let's just get started down here. It was the Brachy from the Odogaron has 100% affinity. What is he talking about? Alright, we'll grab this real fast. Get some Crystal Burst. First time getting to play with you, TGC. Thanks for the hunts. No problem, man. Glad to play. John says, you actually helped me with all your builds. Thanks, Gameconomist. No problem, man. The trick to putting a good build together. Health boost 3. Problem solved. There is an acidic glav longsword, is there? Does anyone use it? It seems like, yeah, I don't think I've seen it. Oops, that was the roar. It didn't look like it. Oh, and now we've got the blast on us. Shoop. And I got hit by the explosion from the ailment. Let's go ahead and Mega Potion it up real fast. The acidic glav longsword is hideous. It's hideous. What do we have here? Slinger thorns. Oh, I was really hoping he'd hit that wall. It looked like he would, but you know, the monsters sometimes when you send them off, they like don't go in a straight line. They like go in a curve. Did you notice that? Sometimes they're weird. Do the roar. What are you guys talking about? I can't even hear it. My TV's turned down too low. Shoop. I think it's about time for me to move on to another weapon on the PlayStation. I've been using this weapon so much. Like, I'm feeling really comfortable with it, sure, but, you know, if you're going to grind, you want a little bit of variety in your life. All to get that roundhouse slash, whatever it's called. Ouch. That also hurts. Take this off. Does someone else mount him? I can't tell. No, nobody else. Somebody's thrown him into a wall. Oh, he actually hit the wall for that guy. Wow, lucky for him. Jerk. Why did I travel away from the head? I didn't intend for that. Oh, I knew that wasn't going to reach. That would have been too easy. Really? That counts as an attack, huh? No, Saphira! Ouch. Ouch. Saphira, no! Use the switch axe. You think it's that easy? I think life's just about using switch axe all the time. Why is Devil Joe everywhere? Dude, he's so freaking annoying, man. How can they think this is fun? God, I hated Bazoogues when Bazoogues interrupted a bunch, and now it's just Savage Devil Joe, like 24/7. Like, dude. Nice, I think somebody drove him off. This guy's ready to be thrown into a wall. No, he's not. I take it back. He is not ready. He is, in fact, not ready. Come here, you. He is drooling. Ouch. Oh, nice. I wasn't sure what he was actually using. Definitely did not time that right. Oh, that still hit me. Good heals. It looked like we used the same move. Boop. That hit me like I'm under his leg. It doesn't make sense. Use the dualies. Use rocket-powered silver greatsword. More like rocket-powered silver poopy sword. Shink. Whee! Really? Who now? Dude! What just happened? The hell? Is Tigrex even gonna allow this? Nope. Whee! Ouch, that hurts. Okay, we get it. You're a big Rory guy. I didn't finish drinking because that guy interrupted me. So this is a capture quest as well, everyone. Pay attention to that. We don't want to accidentally kill this guy. Good job. Is he gonna hit the wall? Sounds like, oh, what happened there? I guess he turned him, but he wasn't able to throw him into the wall. Oh my god, the roars. Oh my god. So many interrupts. I can't handle it. It's too much. It's too much, man. Boop. Wow. Still alive, though. Oh, that Gastodon could have killed me. He was one blip away from it. I just want to throw this T-Rex into this other T-Rex. Why am I even trying? If I re-hard enough, will my dad come back from buying e-cigarettes? Probably not. No, I don't want to. I gotta turn that off. Parts broken. Whoop. All right, we're at level 3. Now we can really abuse. Now we can really abuse our weapon. Oh, I'm so glad that didn't land. Oh, man, it's getting later, isn't it? It's 12:50. Ooh, how did it get so late? Parts broken. That was way too early. Let's have a max potion real fast. Does Cleanser Booster remove the Blight, by the way? Ouch. There's the explosion. Well, you could use dual blades. You don't tend to use them too often. That's true. That's true. I need dual blade practice. The problem is I don't have the right equipment for playing with the dual blades, I've realized. Dual blades are for like somebody who has all the equipment. Oh my god, did I really just walk in the slime like an idiot? Oh, just blow up, please. Just blow up. Oh my god. I want to throw him into a wall so bad, but I just can't. He moves too much. What the? He's ready to be captured, everyone. Right into the shock trap. That was actually pretty cool. Nice job. Who's this guy named Joshua Baker? What a basic name. No, I'm just teasing. Third World Gaming says, is Blast Blight an ailment or status? I don't know, honestly. Maybe we should grab the Teostra horn. What if the Teostra horn with its all ailments negated buff can negate it? That'd be cool. What are you doing there, kitty? Mind if I pet your tummy? She doesn't normally let me pet her tummy. That's pretty... She must be really tired. What do we get? Satiated, Elementless, Steadfast, Potential, Guardian, Sprinter Expert, and Enduring. Enduring! Jdrix says, did you bring your fireproof mantle this time? Nope. No fireproof. Man, I haven't even seen the trailer for the new SW, and I can already tell it will be shite. Dark Ray seems like a 10-year-old's OC, makes me glad I started with Empire. Ooh, yeah. Disney has effectively ruined Star Wars. They really have. It's a very sad thing. I'm really disappointed. God, man. It's like, how do we make this fun for the whole family rather than like actually interesting? And how do we slip some political SJW crap in here too? It's like, how fast do you want to destroy this brand? I don't know. I guess the original Star Wars were pretty family friendly, but I don't know. I didn't feel like there was as much politics in them anyways. Capture Brute Tigrex, Glavenus, Zenogre. Let's go for the Brute Tigrex. And we'll just refresh our items here. Ruined as if it was ever good. I think that the original trilogy was pretty good, especially given when it was made. It was made such a long time ago. Yeah, I thought the original trilogy was really, really good. I feel like the only person alive that prefers A New Hope to Empire. What? I like the Star Wars. I think some of you just can't come to terms the old ones weren't that great and only are good because they were some of the first in that genre. Nah, I actually, I wish I could say that, but no, I just think that the story writing for 2 made no sense. Like, I'm trying to remember everything that happened. Like, the whole story is just them in a spaceship trying to get away from the other spaceship, and the other spaceship seems like they just can't keep up. I'm trying to remember how it all went. It's been a while now, hasn't it? They have the they have the Asian girl. She comes in and she's super annoying. She's like the new Jar Jar Binks, basically. They go down to that planet, and it's like some political commentary on capitalism. That's basically what that whole thing is. The whole casino scene is just ridiculous too. It's like, what even is this? It doesn't feel like Star Wars at all. It felt like some weird thing they made up. Not just capitalism, but like the whole like freeing the animal too. I didn't under. Oh man, I'm like awakening old angry like bitter commentary on the criticisms of the movie now. I remember now, there was so much wrong with that movie. There's a great deal of details you can go into about all the dumb things with that movie. And then there were probably some major problems. Like, okay, here for example, they work up the I can't remember her name. She's the big British lady who plays like the silver stormtrooper, right? The captain. And it's like her whole scene lasts for 2 seconds and then she falls into the fire, and it's the most boring, dumb fight scene I've ever seen. It's like, wow, why did you guys work this up so much? She ended up dying instantly, and I don't remember the name of the black guy who plays. I thought the black guy was going to be like a main character too. He ends up being like this side character. God, I thought he was going to be more important. You had the whole like gross scene between him and the Asian girl, and they're like, oh, we can't defeat what we hate with. We can't defeat what we hate with hate. We got to defeat it with love, or some really lame thing. It's like, what do you? They had what else was wrong? There was so much wrong with this movie. Luke Skywalker was completely out of character. It didn't make sense for him. He was the guy who never stopped believing in the goodness of his father, but then, his effectively his nephew has like one evil or dark side thought, and he's like, all right, I got to kill this kid. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, that's not what Luke would do at all. I don't understand where you guys are getting this character arc from for Luke Skywalker. When did he go from this pillar of hope and peace to, oh, I got to get rid of you like right now? How did he do that so fast with his nephew? It's like, wow, that was easy for you, wasn't it? It didn't add up. The Snoke character, they just kind of kill him off. He doesn't, who needs an explanation for Snoke? Rey, they call her a Mary Sue, and that's because she is a Mary Sue. She's just really good at everything. It doesn't really make sense. She didn't need training from Luke Skywalker, I guess. I don't know. She's just really fantastic. What else? Oh, there was the whole story arc with Poe. Poe won't listen to the liberal arts major lady with the purple hair. God, she's annoying. She was such an awful character. She just wouldn't tell Poe that Poe's really, it's a life or death situation. He's clearly a very involved character when it comes to making the decisions, and she won't tell him what's going on. She's just like, you need to listen to me and do everything I say, or else you're just, I don't know, you're being a man or something like that. That's how it felt. I was like, what is going on with this movie? I remember when I was watching it, I was like, ugh, ugh. I was like throwing up in my mouth the whole time. I was like, what is... And then you later find out Kathleen Kennedy's wearing like the Force's female shirts and crap like that, and you're like, oh, it all makes sense now. It's not just bad writing, it's actually political writing. You added politics to my Star Wars movies. It's like, well, that's not what I wanted. I just wanted a good Star Wars movie. Yeah, it was, oh man, it was so bad. Oh, do you remember so they're in the scene where they're being hunted down by little bitch Kylo Ren, who's a little crybaby. Oh, we're just gonna ruin the past or something like that. We gotta erase it. And the black guy and the Asian girl, they make it down to the planet that's clearly designed to be Hoth, but they let you know it's not snow, it's salt, right? It's like, oh, thank you for letting me know it's salt. Like, why did I need to know that detail? It's so stupid. Don't worry, we're not strictly stealing this idea off of Hoth, even though technically we are, because it's exactly like Hoth. And then they come out in those little, ships that are scuttling around on the salt and not doing any damage, not being effective against the walkers. The walkers, just like in Hoth, right? But they're coming out there and getting wrecked, and the beam gets laid down on the ground, and you're like, oh my god, the beam's here. And then what does he do? The black guy, he's gonna fly into the beam, and it's like this moment where you're like, oh man, he's gonna sacrifice himself for the greater good. His character is gonna be awesome. It's very brave of him. And, the Shrek Asian girl just kind of flies in and stops him from saving the day so that she can tell him that she loves him in this really awful way. And then somehow he drags her all the way back to the base, even though there was all these AT walkers everywhere. They can't see these people, these rebels walking all the way from the beam, the base of the beam, to the rebel base. It just makes, I don't know, it's like super bad storytelling. I don't know how storytelling gets more dumb than that. Like, how did this happen? And Luke Skywalker, he's not really fighting, he's projecting himself across the, you're right, like across the universe, I guess, so that he could let himself lose the fight or something, but then also he disappears at the end. It's like, where are you guys going with all this? And he carefully preserves all the Jedi stuff in a tree or something like that, and then Yoda sets the tree on fire or whatever happens with the tree, and Luke Skywalker's freaking out like, oh man, all the texts are getting burnt, and suddenly he just doesn't care. It's like, who cares? Who cared about the text, right? Luke Skywalker's not diving into the tree to try and stop it. He's just not powerful enough to do that. He's busy drinking like green moo juice or whatever that crap was. So nasty looking. His character was butchered, man. What was the point of doing that to his character too? It didn't make sense. There wasn't like some satisfying payoff to it. His character didn't have a character arc. It was just some dumb. And they're probably going to try and fix that in the next movie. But that's J.J. Abrams, not the guy who actually directed the. What is it called? What is the name of the Last Jedi? Is that the name of the movie? Oh man, Last Jedi. It was so bad. It was so bad in so many ways. The freaking comedic relief little chickens. Oh my god. It's like, please, please, make this for an older audience. We didn't like Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks was one of the biggest criticisms of the prequels. He was just such a dumb character. But then they're like trying to have all this comedic relief crap in there. It's like, we don't need comedic relief. We need good storytelling. Make us a famous story. You know, Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Make us a Lord of the Rings, but Star Wars, right? Make us something that we're not going to forget because it's so good. We're not going to forget because it was so bad. You know what I mean? Woo! Okay, and we didn't have any spirit gauge there. Force Awakens. I'm sorry, not the Last Jedi. It was Force Awakens. Holy cow, so bad in so many ways. There was the stuttering guy. Remember the stuttering guy? It's hard to remember because his character was really stupid. But it's like, his acting was so bad. I stutter. It's like, wow, that's some really bad stuttering acting. I don't know what I was expecting, but it's like, not this? It was just, and then he betrays them. It's like, oh look, he betrayed them, right? Even though it's like every clue is like, oh yeah, he's definitely gonna betray them. Sorry, I betrayed you. The whole story between, you know, the Asian girl and the black guy, is like, it was so contrived and unnecessary. What were we doing this whole time? They're just flying through space. You know, everyone else is still on the main spaceship. The medical spaceship is getting blown up. It's like, okay. Oh, and then they changed the rules. They changed the rules of the universe to purple hair girl can turn the ship around in hyperspace into the big ship. They would just be doing that willy-nilly in every fight if you could do that. If you could take your spaceship and hyperspace through a big bad guy ship, they would be taking every, you know, X-Wing fighter and hyperspacing it through any ship that is massive. You know, simple. So why wouldn't you be doing that? You should be doing that all day. But she did it, and it's like, oh, okay. So now this is a thing, right? It's like, wow. Way too, it's like, oh, now we have nukes. Why? Because it's very convenient in the story for us to have nukes. See, purple hair lady had a plan the whole time. She just wasn't going to tell anyone. It's like, okay. But why wouldn't she tell Poe? So that Poe could be a misogynist to her. And she could prove that men are just misogynists and should trust women. And it's like, what? Should have trusted her. You didn't trust her, Poe. Wow, she's the real hero. Also, why did she have to be in the ship when they hyperspaced it into the enemy ship? So they're living in a time where they have freaking spaceships, right? They're doing like holograms and there's android, or you know, there's droids that walk around, really intelligent. Just tell a droid to blow the ship up, or just autopilot the ship to hyperspace into the bad guy ship. Why did the purple hair lady have to stay behind? And I'll tell you why. It's because she had to be a hero. That's the only reason. It doesn't make sense in any other way. Like, just have a machine do it, duh. Oh, yeah, so much about that movie stunk, dude. It's the dumbest movie. It was really remarkably bad. It was really remarkably bad. I remember it. The more I talk about it, the more I remember. It's like waking from a bad dream. No, it's not like that. It's like returning to the nightmare. The movie was bad in every way. Which got me to thinking historically about how do democracies get turned into dictatorships, because the democracies aren't overthrown, they've given away. What are you talking about? Do likes actually help your videos? I think they do. I think they do help. I'm not 100% sure though. I think they help, especially on like my regular edited videos. Don't know how much they help my live streams. I don't actually know how much they help the live streams. Oh man, it was such a bad movie. All right, here we go. Friendship, stone thrower, jumping expert, earplug, draw. Got the good draw decoration. What else was wrong with that movie? It's just like every step of the way it was dumb. I bought Iceborne because of you. What monster I have to defeat to get the best weapons? Well, you will want to reach... It depends on what weapon class you're using, Faza, or Phase. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Depends on what weapon you're using. So if you're using Longsword like I am, you'll want to get to the Gold Rathian Longsword. You'll start out with the Bone Longsword in the beginning of the story. When you finish the story, you'll want to pick up the Shara Ishvala Longsword. And then when you have reached Master Rank 70, you'll want to start fighting Gold Rathian so you can build the Gold Rathian Longsword. Have you seen Midsummer? I don't know if I said that right, and the answer is no. I don't really watch too many movies, but I do watch Star Wars, or at least I used to, because that was one of those, it was like one of those big movies like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. You went out and you watched it. It's like, not anymore. When the next Star Wars comes out, I'm probably just going to stay home and pirate it, to be honest. I'll probably just pirate it because I don't have any faith in it being a good movie, and I don't want to support whoever it is, like Kathleen Kennedy and her group. I don't want to support them if they're going to make crappy movies. If the movie ends up being good, then next time they put out another movie, I will go to the theaters and watch it, but I suspect it would just be crap. I suspect it'll be more propaganda, more political crap, so... Ugh, blah. I want to see the love story between the girl and the black guy, the Asian girl and the black guy. Oh... Cringiest relationship ever. He didn't seem into her at any point, right? I thought him and Ray were going to have a thing, actually. He was never into the other girl. She's just suddenly into him. And her acting, she's an actress, by the way, from College Humor, the YouTube channel. That's where she's from. And it shows like crazy, dude. She's just a bad actress. You could almost imagine her just doing an extended College Humor skit. You're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense all of a sudden. Her character makes tons of sense now. She's College Humor, right? What do you feel about PC release? Any thought? It will have glorious 60 FPS, and we will be grinding it out when it pops out. Yeah, that's primarily it. Comes out in January. Wes says likes and shares do because of the YouTube algorithm. It shows the machines that run the company positive likes paired with comments. Tell them that you're good and your channel is shown more. Nice. Bear Manly says you sound awfully incelly, dude. I'm not incelly. I'm married. I'm married. I just found that the movie was really awful. And there's probably movies that I've enjoyed, but not that one. Well, like I said, I found that Lord of the Rings was really enjoyable. I liked Harry Potter as well. But and I liked the original Star Wars. I thought that was really kind of an epic trilogy. The prequels were okay. The character who played Darth Vader, his actor was not that great, and also the Jar Jar Binks character was really, 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 really awful. But other than that, the prequels were okay. The original trilogy there was just like some sort of energy between the main actors, and the stories actually kind of felt like they made sense, but I don't know, man. What do they do in the first episode of the sequels? They like bring Han Solo back so he can just die dumb on a bridge. It's just like, oh, Kylo Ren. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Kylo Ren was going to give him a hug. It's like, oh, this is so predictable, and you've just gotten rid of this character in like 2 minutes. It's awful, dude. Do I have to use this? L1. Here it is. Record? What? Oh, picture. No. I never used this. It would be nice to have male-male or female-female romance on these kinds of movies, too. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know if Disney's ready for that. Maybe they would. Omega Rojo says, "Hello, chat room. What's the best way to farm decorations? You will want to fight tier 2 monsters, I presume. Oh, well, I don't know actually. I wonder if they don't have Hero Streamstones like they used to. So I would definitely fight tier 2 monsters and Elder Dragons with the good purple investigations, tempered investigations. What's your favorite movie in the original trilogy?" It's a good question. I don't really see them as separate movies. They're part of a trilogy, so I wouldn't separate them. But if I had to pick one, probably the last one. I'd say the last one's pretty good. They're all good though. They're all like part of the same cycle. They wouldn't be without each other. Kalamafraga says, "Just did 27 retroactive likes and got bored. You're welcome." Thanks, man. You're funny. Wes Kiba says, "SJW movies are made for the people who don't watch the series, only complain about it." Yeah, I don't know. I've heard that argument before. Well, I think I understand it too. So like, they recently did the gender swap for Terminator, and that movie's a huge financial flop, right? It's projected to lose money basically. They spent, what was it, like $490 million making it, or some obscene amount of money. And on its opening week, it made like $39 million. So it's projected to lose money. They gender swap the characters, and they kill off a main character really, really fast, I guess. I don't know. But it's funny, like, who is it for? So it's a women's movie. Now, were women ever into Terminator 2? I thought it was like a dude thing. You know, Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever. I'm not going to try and do his accent. I'll butcher it. But it was just kind of like a dudish kind of thing, right? And they had cool women in it as well. You know, Terminator 2, the mom was cool, right? But that was fine. It wasn't a big deal. But now it's like, let's gender swap everyone. It's like, but why? You think that 18-year-old feminists today are dying to watch a movie from the 80s, 90s about robots that kill people? It's just, I don't know, man. It's a lazy form of content creation, in my opinion, and I couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't tell you why they make these decisions. They're like in a bubble, I feel like. I feel like the people who work on this stuff, they live in a bubble. They don't really... Or maybe they just have their own ideals and their own philosophy on stuff, and it shows up in their movies, and is not one that you agree with. All right. We are at the 2-hour mark. It is 1:14 in the morning. I should probably wrap things up and go to bed so I can get the next stream going tomorrow. Yeah, complaining about Star Wars could be like a national pastime for me at this point. It was a movie I really loved. It was part of those groups of really epic, you know, timeless movies that I really enjoyed, stories that I really enjoyed, and Disney kind of took it and they turned it into, I don't know how to describe it. Disney took it, and it's like they're trying to squeeze all the money out of it. And you got Kathleen Kennedy, and she's trying to throw in the Force is female. You can feel it. It's in your face, right? You had the Han Solo thing, the spin-off where it's like, you know, you had like the robot was robot rights, SJW robot. I don't know, man. You could just feel it coming out of the movie, and you're like, oh, God. Please, just don't do this. Just focus on making the movie epic. You know, there was never a point in like Lord of the Rings where you felt like there was a political message, because there wasn't one, as far as I could tell. I mean, it was just an interesting movie. That was all there was to it. And I feel like that's really important for those kinds of movies like Star Wars. really, really, really important that it's more an observation of nature, more an observation of like good and evil, or maybe war or something like that. But it shouldn't include your political commentary. There's all kinds of ways to have political commentary movies. Yeah, there's plenty of that. But Disney seems to be getting increasingly into like the business of selling political ideas, which you see it show up in a lot of their recent movies. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I'm not gonna keep ranting on the subject. I guess it doesn't affect me that much in the end because I don't actually watch a lot of movies. So, like I said, I'll probably just pirate the new Star Wars whenever it comes out. I'll probably just pirate it and watch it for free. Hey, partner. See you guys later. I want to thank you. I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.